Hey everybody, Hammock Madness here. The other day I finished up a tarp that I'd been working on for a day or two, and I was trying to come up with an idea to store all of the guy lines, tie outs, and I tried making a pocket first, just kind of a little triangular pocket on the back side of the tarp to stick the line down in, and I tried it on a piece of scrap. That didn't seem to really work very well. And also tried some bungee cord. I think it was a small 1/8 inch bungee cord. I was going to sew it in a little loop and then just zigzag it on the back side of my tarp, on the edge of the tarp. And to really get it to hold, like for example, this line, my ridge line, on my ridge line is only like 3 feet or so, 3 or 4 feet. Doesn't really need to be very long. So to get a piece of bungee cord small enough to hold it tight, it had to be about the size of a nickel. I mean, you could barely get your finger through it in order to hold the line tight. And then also just sticking it down through the D-ring really didn't work either, because that's pretty good size, doesn't really hold anything very well. So what I came up with is basically, oh, by the way, these triangles and the webbing, this polyester webbing I got from Dutch, some really good webbing, and these triangles are weighed next to nothing. They're really nice, heavy-duty nylon. So anyway, what I came up with is basically just taking your line, and wrapping it. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. You don't have to do a figure 8 or anything. Just wrap it up until you have about 10 inches hanging loose, and then just give it a little twist like you normally would when you're bunching up something like this. Wrap it 3 or 4 times, kind of tighten it up, and then run your line down through your D-ring or your loop, whatever you have on your tarp, and then wrap it a couple more times around your line, and then just stick it in a couple of it doesn't have to be through the whole bundle. You can just stick it in a couple of the loops that are hanging out, tighten it up. If you want to, you can give this a little tug. You don't really need to. Anyway, that's fastened right to your D-ring with one little loop there, and that thing's not going anywhere. Plus, it keeps the bundle from getting tangled up with one next to it, or whatever. And then to untie it, basically, it's just yanking that out of there and pulling your line apart, and no tangles at all. It works really good. Might take 10 seconds more to do it that way, but that's what I came up with. Seems to work pretty good, and you're not adding anything else to the tarp. So we'll talk to you later.